Promo for this episode is for Dungeons and Drimbus, a member of the Queer Actual Play Guild, which we are also a part of. We hope you enjoy.
Meet Jerry. He may not look like much, but for 36 trillion cells, he's their whole world.
Hello, City of Jerry!
Ken Neuron, Asa Dendrite.
I don't need luck, I was born for this.
Flu vaccine, Quentin Quarantino.
Well, I might just get a little sick tonight.
Allergy pills, Sergeant Benedict Drill.
We have to get down to the lungs, now!
And muscle cell, Tim Glutis.
Hello, boys, it's Timmy!
Keep Jerry safe.
You'll want to be around the new club tonight. The Wet Dream. It's gonna get nasty. Kisses.
Oh, Jerry.
Jerry.
My Jerry!
Oh, Jella.
Hello, Jerry. Let's get the real party started.
Timothy, how do you feel about getting your ass eaten?
No fucking way. That costs extra.
No. What if it's for the good of Jerry?
I mean, baby, for the good of Jerry, I'll do just about anything.
City of Jerry, a microscopic action adventure. Every Friday on Dungeons and Drimbus.
If you enjoyed our shows, you should also be checking out the network we're a part of, the Fun Installers Network, whose promo will be playing next, and then we'll be on to the show.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. On the frontier of the internet is a new website being constructed called FuninstallersNetwork.com, where they install fun directly into your brain, where they do collaborations with other creators, such as video game reviews, podcast episodes, art galleries, and they even do little game master tips for you who like tabletop role-playing games. So make sure to go over to FuninstallersNetwork.com and tell them that this really cool radio guy sent ya. Now back to your regularly scheduled program, whatever it may be.
Greeting, listeners, and welcome to, well, it's a sequel to Welcome to Pratchettville, but we're moving to a new city with a returning player and some new players as we look in to see what dwells beneath old Detroit. Or we're actually doing something really fun with this campaign because we are actually going to be playing a Session Zero world building game. But I think before we get into which game we're playing and how we're going to do it, I think it's time we should introduce our players because some of these people you've heard on the show, and some people are new, and some people are newly able to talk on the show. I think we should go from top to bottom if it's okay with everyone.
Sure.
Which means we have a returning player. Nick, say hi.
What's happening, everybody? Nick, I've been here and there, everywhere for the last couple of years. You've probably heard my voice in several different variations. Howdy do.
And then we have our new friend from Streaming Rainbow, Danny. Say hi.
Hey, everybody. Danny here. Very happy to be on board. Super interested to dig into both what we're going to be playing for world building and the system for the overall game. Yeah, that's me. You've probably heard me around some places too. I'm relatively new to the actual play space, but I've been a professional storyteller for a long time, and I love TTRPGs. So here I am.
And then we have another returning voice. Eric, say hi.
Hi.
And a few words.
Big impact.
That's why we love them.
I just do what I'm told. Yes, I am here once again after what I feel is a very long hiatus due to personal reasons as well. I'm more going to be a returning character sort of thing rather than any sort of permanent member. So I wouldn't get too used to my voice.
But we love your soft, dulcet tones, Eric. Why?
Because I don't have soft, dulcet tones.
Okay, fine.
I'm a high-pitched chipmunk. What are you talking about?
And then we have one of our newer players who, well, essentially when this new player first joined, they were having some chronic issues and unable to speak. So we were using some speak to talk for some episodes. But well, I'll let you explain that how much you want to explain to that. Wolfie, say hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Wolfear Mist. I've been an editor for a while here. I got moved into player. And now I'm full on here. I wasn't able to talk for a while due to actual physical issues. Finally got some medical help after 16 years. Still ongoing, but a lot better. So I'm here and I'm able to play.
And we are happy to have you.
Woohoo! Yeah. Let's go. That's the type of shit we love.
And lastly, our returning player from Pratchettville, because that.
Hey, I was in Pratchettville too.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, but I mean, Frank is bringing back their characters. What I mean more. That's the connecting tissue and everything is Tyrel Ketcher.
The tendon of it all.
Yes, hello. Besides wrapping up our season 2 of Dust World over at the RPG Empire, I've actually been running my own Absurdia campaign and getting a lot more used to the system. But yes, I will be returning as Tyrel Ketcher. Pleasure to meet you, everyone.
Glad to have you as well.
Thank you.
As people who've listened to Pratchettville know, Tyrel was sent to another city to look into the strange affliction they have, where they are sort of like the Doctor meets Kenny, the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're pointed to the city of Old Detroit, a shanty town formed outside of what became known as New Detroit, as due to the super science and other superheroes and other fictional things coming into reality and kind of manipulating the area, kind of caused Detroit to split into two halves. One more the superhero focus side, where all the super science happens, where all the super scientists have ended up going and taking the abandoned factories and turning into Reed Richard companies, sort of, so to speak. Meanwhile, the rest of Detroit had kind of fallen into this weird. We kind of figure it's like Doom Patrol or those other shows where it's like weird stuff like Gravity Falls, where it's just this weirdness where all these entities, magical, the science stuff that's too weird for the city, end up kind of migrating and flocking. And because of this, we are going to be playing Ex Novo, a solo and cooperative map-making game by Martin Nerurikar and Konstantinos Dimopoulos.
If we butchered your names, we're sorry.
We apologize.
We're sorry. I have a thick tongue, so like words sometimes.
Words are just hard for everybody.
Especially so if you're a writer.
An introduction for this game is you and up to 3 friends. I mean,
we have more than 3 friends.
Yeah, we have enough. We have enough time for this game to do enough room in this game.
Martin Nerikar and Konstantinos Dimopoulos. Okay.
Take up the role of chroniclers, sage, and historians recording the founding and development of a settlement. Your goal is to witness your city's growth and remember its story. During each game, you pick inspiring prompts, interpret them, and draw your city's features onto a collaborative map. As you play, your city's history will unfold and this map will change. Tokens will be moved around and factions will rise and fall. By the time you're done, your map will represent a fictional place with a real sense of history. For this game, we start out with the setup phase. We actually kind of predetermined this just because of, since we're technically using part of an existing city, we just kind of figured it was easier to just set some of the things out for this. So for this city, we decided that if I remember correctly, we decided it had grown, which means
grown, small city, noteworthy.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at grown, it means at this respectable age, the city has seen a handful of generations live and die. We have 10 development turns on the timeline. Because it's a small city, it's large enough for a marketplace and maybe even a school. and we set aside 8 citizen tokens on the map. And what we're going to need to do is we just split the map with 9 lines. So, since we have, okay, I would say, everyone do 1 line, and then I think every second person would do just 1 more line.
Yeah. Quick question here. Should we each pick a color? That way we can tell whose is whose.
That would be a good idea.
I think that would be a good idea, because then we can also use that. We might be able to use that in play too to help designate what things are.
Okay. I'm just going to mark right here onto the side here and put an M next to it. This will be my color. And for mist.
Let's see. I see.
Put a G for Gabe.
Sure.
And just pick a color. So I'm just going to be pink.
So
I'm just going to make a simple line down the middle.
There you go. So that green is me over there.
Okay. And then we can erase those in the future.
Yeah, as we need to make the map, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There we go.
So I tried joining the whiteboard, but apparently it does not like the phone app for Discord. So I am currently not in there. I'm basically here to be peanut gallery.
How much pancake batter does it take to redo your roof at going 90 miles per hour down on a highway in a canoe?
Oh, purple, because, rules eat pants.
52.
I saw that in a textbook once and it just stuck with me forever.
Here, should I do a diagonal line or a straight line for a second line?
You're asking me?
Yeah, because since you can't add a line, I'm giving you agency.
Oh, diagonal.
All right, green. Oh, wait, that was my bad. I need to.
That's someone else's.
Sorry,
my bad.
That's all right.
To a blue, maybe.
You have black, green, pink, and red. Or is that more of a magenta than a red? I don't know.
Do we just take turns putting these lines on, or are there like questions? Is there like an oracle system to guide how we do this?
It looks like we just put the lines.
We need 9 lines.
We're basically using it to split it in the map into regions.
Copy. So to that point, and I don't mean to be overly literal, but when we say lines, do we mean lines, or do we just mean from point A to point B, but it can squiggle, curve, whatever? Like, does it have to be grid-like, or does it have more shape to it?
It looks like it can have more shape to it, because the way it kind of makes it look like in the pictures is it's more like city grids.
If you look at a medieval city such as London, and you know how it kind of starts to go wavy and stuff in some places as they worked with it, that's the type of thing that they're going for.
Yeah, I'm posting a quick picture in the thing. It kind of it actually shows it kind of like as an example.
Thank you for that. Oh, I see. Yeah. So we're kind of creating not hexes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not necessarily creating hexes. We're just kind of like setting up areas.
Right. No, I'm looking at the drawing and it looks like they're hexes, but they're not shaped like hexes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
If you use your scroll wheel, you can zoom out of it, in and out of it.
Oh, we've got so much more space than I thought.
We really do.
Oh, yeah, we can zoom out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Dude, I zoomed out and was like, oh, holy shiz. There's so much.
Well, then I'm going to actually expand this outward.
I'm going to add to my line.
Yeah, I did the same. Since we only get 9 total between all of us, right? That's not that many lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to add one over here, like so.
I like that.
I would just keep going with that.
Right?
All right.
Well, so second question, I know that we're building this in Ex Novo, but given the system we are building this for, should we go for some absurdity? Like, is there some sort of MC Escher-esque kind of feel to an Absurdia location? Can there be? Do we want something like that?
Yeah, we can do something like that.
I was kind of debating doing an alternate road that was from a different time.
Wait, could we do like a bubble out here to the side that's connected to the city by like a magical tunnel or some other absurd bullshittery?
So I like that.
I have a thought. It's connected to all the old. It's connected to all the old telephone booths.
I like that.
Oh, I like it. I'm down.
That's fun.
That's the only way to reach that region.
Interesting choice.
The only way to reach that particular region that's off to itself there is it's through the telephone booths. I love it.
That's fun.
Our teleportation system for the map.
It's like you can see it, you can walk to it, but you can't go in unless you go through a telephone booth.
That's actually very fun. I like that a lot.
Why?
I want to throw something out there.
You have to hit *79. That's the only way it teleports you.
I was actually thinking, do you know, like in the old telephone booths, if you yell at a certain pitch, it will go straight to let you dial?
Wait, really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but that's neat.
You're talking old school.
They call that like freaking.
Freaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
PH. Freaking.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to say that sounds like freaking, but that's a weird way to do it.
I don't think I'd ever.
It'd be funny if each phone booth had its own number to teleport to different
I
ones.
like that. I like the Byzantine.
You have to learn them to figure out how to teleport.
Yeah, I like the Byzantine nature of that and the sort of needless bureaucracy implied by it. I think that's perfect for what we're doing.
That sounds about right.
So we have to scream at the telephone booth at a particular pitch to get us to the area. I like it. I'm just making sure my brain understood.
Well, I think that, and also like there's a very unnecessarily complex system that is presumably never actually explained to the characters of numbers that have to correlate with each telephone booth going to each spot, right? Like, so maybe both things work. Like maybe that Byzantine system is sort of the official way of doing it, but then the hacked way of doing it is freaking, and by freaking we just mean screaming, right? But trying to match pitch with the scream.
Making it sound like official channels.
There's also something to be said about a good old-fashioned threat.
Something also that I was just thinking about is because I'm playing a scrapper who basically is inventing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Making a little device that can hack into basically those frequencies.
Well, and my character might want to work with you on that, or we might want to build out something between our two characters about it, since I'm playing the Curio, purveyor of powerful and peculiar eldritch objects.
So we're playing around. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
I like that.
I love the idea that we're tinkering at it together. I think that's fun. Like, I find things, you mess with things, you invent new things. That makes me think, I should I heard about this thing I should trade for. Let's go to an auction, you know?
I got actually, funny enough, one of my bonds is we collaborate on ambitious projects before. Or what were they working on?
I love that. I think that's perfect.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I also love the idea that maybe we try to track this down and we hear about like something that we need to track down, a component or whatever, that I'm like, I can hook us up and get it at an auction. And in order to go to it, we actually have to use the Byzantine system to get to the thing. So, like, that's very fun.
I want to say something, guys. You have alleviated almost all my worries about this game so far in the last 10 minutes. So
glad to hear that.
I'm glad.
Well, good.
I think we have one last line left.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've got one more.
That's me, I believe.
Someone else can take it. I've already done my 2.
I only did 1, but I made mine very squiggly and long, so I feel like that's more than enough for me.
I did 1, and it was very long as well, all the way across. So
yeah,
I like your green squiggly line.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I like the unreality that it implies.
I love how it borders the Byzantine area.
Yeah,
but it's like you can just see it in that corner. It's like if only we could just cross the barrier, and then as soon as you cross it, it just kicks you right back out.
It's like just nothing. Just yeah. I like that actually. It's like you go out. It's like you go out one side of the game screen, and then you just come back out the other. You know.
You come right back through.
Yeah, you don't even get hit with the force field. It just whips you back around. You know.
You go in, and then it's like you walk back out.
That's meant to be a mushroom, by the way. I just want, before we continue, the last one I made is meant to be a mushroom. I just realized it could look like something else. That is specifically a mushroom.
So my thought process was mushroom.
I thought that looked like a key, honestly.
Yeah, I would have said, if not mushroom, I would have said keyhole, perhaps, right? Like old-timey keyhole could work.
Yeah.
Like a silk. Yeah.
Like a skeleton key, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's another area we have to unlock with Scream.
Something I was kind of thinking for the area I kind of wanted to create was kind of like an old part of town.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we are in old Detroit, so that's definitely right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it only shows up if you go through the phone service, and it's like a burned out part of town in current time. But if you somehow get through the phone system, you end up in where it was all intact, it was all glamorous, and the people from that time are still alive, kind of like a trapped bubble in time.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. So it's not time travel. It's like Land of the Lost, right?
Yeah. The strand of the timeline that got discarded and still exists but doesn't exist.
Ripped and planted.
So like a terrarium TVA kind of thing.
Yeah.
That honestly sounds like a super science project gone awry.
Yes, it does.
Okay, there you go, Eric. I shared it so you can see it too.
Tesla may have been involved.
There we go.
But Tesla may have been involved.
Of course it was freaking Tesla.
Frickin' Tesla, man.
I'm trying to figure out where I would put this, though.
Well, that's a nice. I think that's part of the next step is. Let me look at it. I'm looking up quickly.
Actually, I can look at the book and kind of keep us all on track.
Perfect. Oh, that's a good idea.
If we want.
Here.
So, setup phase. Target age. First step is determine how old the city is. We did that. Target size. We did that. Target importance. Finally, you have to decide how influential your city will be in the grand scheme of things collaboratively. Pick an entry from the Scale Influence table, page 35. If you pick up a high degree of influence, note that the city will not start out at this level of importance, but will reach the intended level of notoriety after you've played out its history. This step asks you to set aside a given number of power tokens. Power tokens represent the future influence of the city's factions. The more important the city, the more tokens you set aside. Together with the unused city tokens, these power tokens form the growth pool to city's potential. So, do we have a target importance?
I believe so, because I think we went with...
Checking my notes.
Well, we had decided that we were a small city, but I don't know that we understood that that was going to be the target. I think I don't know. I don't want to speak for anybody else. I think I understood that might have been where we start.
I think that's region size.
Oh, copy. That might have been region. Oh, so is it, it's the third thing then, right?
I'm just here to party.
Yeah.
Then the third thing was notable, right? Was that it was something that started with an N.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was notable.
Yeah, notable.
Noteworthy.
Noteworthy, that's what it was.
Noteworthy.
Okay, so 2. That means we set aside 9 power tokens.
9 power tokens. Okay.
Now,
it's noteworthy is a town of some repute and note with ties throughout the region.
Right.
6, 7. So wait, are these P mean power?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've only got...
And in the C's are civilians.
7.
Oh, someone already moved them to the other area.
I was wondering about those.
I did it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. I was like, wait, where'd they go?
So step 2 would be the founding phase. In this phase, you determine the starting conditions of your settlement together. Each step has you consult a different table, which will lead you through the city's founding. Contrary to the previous phase where these steps were collaborative, in this phase, each player performs a different step, except for the last one, which is a joint effort. When playing with multiple players, first determine a starting player. Our suggestion is to begin with the player who last discovered something new about the city they live in. They perform the first step of the founding phase. Once they are done, the player to the left becomes the active player and performs the next step, even if a step is repeated. I might suggest we go in Discord order off of Sean's screen, like we introduced ourselves with, just to keep things straight.
All right, so that's you, Nick.
So what's step one? I don't have the book up.
That's okay. I was saying going.
Which page in the book, by the way? I've been trying to find this. My apologies.
I'm on page 6 of the book.
It's page 8 on the PDF.
Thank you.
I don't even have it up. Let me.
Okay. You just need to roll a D12, it looks like.
A D12. Okay.
Yeah. 2.1 geography. To find out what kind of landscape was chosen for the founding of the city.
Oh, no, 2D6. My bad.
You roll on the terrain geography table, which is on page 36, which I guess would be page 38 since the PDF is 2 pages off.
Right.
All right. So 2 of the D6s. Going to be a 7.
Okay. That is plains. Plains and sky as far as the eye can see. How do the people deal with this vastness? That doesn't really feel like Detroit to me, but okay.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, Detroit is flatlands.
It is.
What if it's because of how much all the magic is around here? There's actually, until you actually leave old Detroit, it actually looks... I think that makes sense. So like maybe that it plays in like how this place is really weird is that until you actually get into New Detroit or get on the highway out of town, it actually looks like a small town.
Yeah.
It's one of the things people don't know and people don't want to know. People are afraid to find out.
Yeah. All right. That's fair.
Well, and that fits with our small city choice, right?
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
That is true.
And I don't know if any of y'all have spent any time in Big Sky Country, but there is something beautiful, but also possibly uncanny about it.
Because it is quite literally as far as the eye can see.
I mean, I live in Big Sky.
Right.
There are some places like that where I live in California is like you can see all the way to either Southern California. So just because it's flat.
I miss California.
I don't. I want to leave. And I live here.
Funnily enough, I've lived in Texas for 30 years. I've wanted to leave for 28.
California's gotten worse. It's just a cesshole. Like they're literally someone got physically assaulted at TwitchCon and they were like, have a good day, sir, on your next physically assaulting person. It's like, no.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay,
so just draw another area over there to be the plains, Nick.
Yeah.
Or do you want me to do it? I can do it too quickly.
You can do it.
Yeah, it says interpret the prompt, draw the major terrain shape on the map and name it. For example, for a peninsula, you could add water on 3 sides of your map. So plop down a Great Plains area.
Yeah. There you go. Plains.
Oh, it's supposed to be about a third of the map, or I think. But well, what if it's just that area? That's the only area in town.
Hold on, we can just make it bigger.
Okay.
Control Z.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, bottom left.
Yeah, there you go.
Boop, boop, boop.
Thank you.
Boop. There you go.
All right. So, part of me feels like we should lean into the naming of this, considering that Detroit is known as Motor City. I could see this Great Plains being made from a bunch of defunct factories that got torn down.
Yeah.
Yes. Old abandoned factories, rusted out cars.
Yeah. But like I said, they got torn down, so it's still that flat plains area with the occasional henge of big concrete slabs that used to be the old buildings, maybe. Just to add to the liminal spookiness.
I mean, some of the buildings could have also sunk down to, that's something that happens over time. Those heavy concrete buildings sink.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, I like that it's like plains built on top of the now defunct factories. So there's like a factory city underneath the plains. That's pretty fun.
Could definitely see some kind of subterranean city underculture.
Also, I hope someone's keeping notes.
We're recording this, right? So that's...
Well, technically...
Oh, yeah, we are.
So technically, yes.
Yeah.
Craig is.
We just had to name the plains.
The auto plains?
How about the old yard?
Ooh. The old yard.
Old yard's great.
I like the old yard, yeah.
I like the old yard. I was trying to think of. I was on the same line trying to think of something factory related, but I like the old yard. That's good.
Oh, I was gonna suggest Union City if that didn't feel too dark, but I think the old yard is much more friendly. Yeah.
Now, that's just the Plains area. Union City could actually be what they call the sunken factories that have been repurposed into, well, let's face it, it's a squatter's paradise.
I like that. I think that's fun.
It's also a scrapper's paradise too.
Yeah, it is, and possibly a curio's paradise, because what a scrapper finds there, what a curio finds there, feels related. I think we're going to be best buds.
Very much.
We're going to get it.
We really are.
We're going to get into so many shenanigans. Yeah.
Union City is the place where you go for the troll market.
Yeah.
And if you've watched Hellboy, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Hellboy. Still one of my favorite movies.
And considering that this is a kitchen sink world, yeah, it literally means it's literally going to be a supernatural market, a literal troll market.
That's perfect. I love that.
All right.
I don't know if you've seen the Netflix Troll Hunters, but they have a troll city underground. It's really cool, very similar to that.
That's awesome.
I love Troll Hunters. The split off the other two series are okay, but I absolutely love the original Troll Hunters anime. Well, animation, I should say.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Technically, because it's an underground city, it too has a troll market.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get us off topic there. What's next do we need to do?
No, don't worry about it.
All right, so 2.2.
Terrain feature.
4 times. So I guess one person rolls, another person rolls, yada, yada, yada.
And I think for these, we can be creative too, since this is actually I was looking at some of them are old school fantasy, but I figure we can be creative.
Yeah.
With it, if that makes sense.
All right, so looks like 2d6 again.
Okay.
All right, so that'd be Danny. Start us off.
Let's do it. 2d6. That came out to a 9.
That is a wetland.
All right.
A swamp region, a marsh, a bayou. What useful but disgusting thing lies below the surface?
Ooh.
Down there in the bayou.
Considering that we're talking about the old yard being a big plains built on top of sunken cities, I could definitely see there being almost an underground ocean, quote unquote. So like an underground, like marsh or bayou where it's like the land, it's kind of this just amorphous thing.
Yeah.
Probably right around there. Yeah.
Right around where? What are we looking at?
Since we're talking about kind of weird, quote unquote, maybe unknown niche animation, anybody remember Slug Terra?
Like kind of vicious area, I would think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete those because those are.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's kind of what I was thinking. I think that underground ocean, like sort of having a shoreline with Union City might be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it can. Like it. So I'm from Florida, to my great complicated feelingness. One of the
condolences question.
Yeah. I'm from South Carolina, so I feel your pain, brother.
Appreciate that. Since we were all talking about, our mixed feelings about our home states. So I in relation to this, one of the things I don't feel quite as mixed about is the Everglades are really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're the largest slow-moving river in the world. They have a very specific, unique biome, and
right.
They would fit this description. So what I was thinking along those lines is that this underwater ocean feeling thing could sort of function like a river to who knows where, right? Off the map, in a marshy.
We even have a built-in name.
Okay, go for it.
Well, it's actually, as you were talking about it, my brain went, oh, hey, guess what? What about the Neverglades.
Hey, I like that. The Neverglades. The Neverglades is perfect.
That's a good one.
I love
like
that. It's a whole mysterious region. We don't know where it leads. Does it lead anywhere? We don't know how deep it goes. Do we know all of the creatures that are native to it? Not really. What about invasive species, etc.? I just feel like it's a fun little
You're the invasive species.
Yeah, well, because there's a lot of invasive species in the real one.
Home to the elusive Florida man.
Florida anecdote. Florida anecdote. There are snake hunts for specific invasive species here in Florida that happen every year, where people literally just go out with like bats and machetes and things like that, and just hunt down.
Oh God, it's snake whacking day.
They load up snakes and snakes and snakes onto like beds of trucks and things like that, because they get paid for every dead snake that they bring in among these specific invasive species.
There was what was it?
Fair enough.
It's also a very weird thing.
It's a very lucrative thing, also, from what I remember.
Oh, super lucrative. But it's also very weird in a way that I think works with absurdity. I'm not saying we do that specifically, but I just mean like the Everglades are weird. The Neverglades can be weirder, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I already have this idea for like
I like it.
A yearly like spawning event of like Nevergladian crawdads or something.
That's great.
Where if it is not pulled by the people of Union City, it would just turn into like this red tide situation.
Okay.
Like in the real world.
Oh, like those crab events that happen in like those tropical areas where crabs just march across entire islands?
Yes, exactly like that.
So the actual red tide down here also smells awful. It would be hard for me to oversell how bad it smells.
It smells like death. I've smelt those in that type of stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's dangerous to get in there with it, right? So that's pretty fun.
I can see your screen, Sean. Don't you dare tease me, asshole.
But I just said vibing.
Quiet, you.
All right, so we need to do 2 more rolls, correct?
3. There's 4 terrain.
3. Oh, 4 terrain. Yeah.
Yes.
So then it would be you next, Eric.
Alrighty. Okay, so we have. All right, this is good. I rolled caves.
Nice.
Ooh.
I mean, the Neverglades got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Mammoth Cave comes to mind immediately when, like, you're talking about like a river running through something or something like that, like Mammoth Cave style, where they're still discovering
a single notable cave or a region riddled with holes. Where do these caves lead, and what calls these holes its home?
So I love this emerging theme that the dice are giving us, mixed with what we've been talking about, of like upstairs, downstairs, right? What do you?
Yeah.
I mean, when you mentioned caves are always interesting, but when you mention now, I think in part of the description that there could be holes, like it reminds me of that movie Holes. You know what I mean? Where the pock marks just.
Whoa.
And where?
Not just that too, but what if there's like a rumor going around with like hidden treasure in there?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's very fun.
Oh, there's always going to be rumors like that.
The Goonies style.
Like a famous gangster left his money there, but because of the shifting nature of the caves, no one can ever find it.
Are we happy with the shape that I drew?
It's the Goonies.
Should I change that a little bit more?
I think it's great. I like the unevenness.
I think that works.
Yeah.
I think that works.
The So I really want to spotlight something you said about the shifting nature of the caves. I love that, like, passageways that aren't where you left them feeling.
Ooh, moving passage.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the passages moved.
Yeah.
What were those caves called in there? Lover's Cave or something like that.
Yeah, it was the one where the 2 lovers were trapped down there and they didn't know how they were going to get out and all that stuff. Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
Secret tunnel.
I was just thinking, since it was next to the Neverglades, like a bunch of loose soil and stuff keep shifting the passages each time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's perfect. I love that.
An ever moving, changing passage and passageways.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'm down.
And maybe there's superstitions, like maybe this isn't actually how they function, but some people how people come up with things in order to grant themselves a sense of control over the uncontrollable or trying to know the unknowable. Maybe some superstitions came up around folks at Spelunk there, about like, it reacts to the mood that you're in, or it reacts to like this thing that you carry.
Ooh, a mood ring cave.
I mean,
let's go.
A mood ring cave.
To be fair, a genus loci could do exactly that. And again, since we are talking about supernatural stuff, it is entirely possible.
You missed an M.
I know. Hold on.
They just name it Pan Caves.
I missed a lot of words. I missed a lot of letters there. Hold on.
There's a lot of labyrinth.
I Googled it already. Hold on. I've got it.
Is there a Y in labyrinth? Why do I not remember that?
I missed like 8 letters.
Good Lord. And honestly, it's classic. Just call it the labyrinth.
Yeah,
There's also an unusually high amount of YouTube videos of people being uncomfortable in these caves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It became like a TikTok challenge, right?
The TikTok challenge.
How long can you be uncomfortable in the cave? And then that led to just like an uncomfortable number of people disappearing in the caves, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And one very long weekend for one poor Grim Reaper.
If you look at disappearances in the United States and then you line up caves in the United States, they almost match perfectly.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
It's my role, right?
Yes.
Oh, also, since the prompt did ask what lives in these things, my answer is going to be you do not want to find out.
I like that. I like that.
Yes.
All right, so I rolled a 9.
Hey, that's a lucky number tonight.
Ooh, wetland, a swamp region, marsh, bayou. What useful but disgusting thing lies below the surface?
Eels.
Ooh, another one.
Okay.
Another one.
I have one to suggest, Wolfie, if you're open to it.
Yeah.
What if there's like a wetland, but it's not a wetland of water?
Like ink or blood?
It's paint.
Paint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paint.
You're talking about your eldritch ink, and you're talking about having like a spawn pool.
Actually, I'm talking about there's an NPC that the whole thing is that one of the NPCs I have is someone who walked out of this pool of ink.
So what I was thinking is like right here on the opposite side, and this is just like the inks, like spawning ground. I don't know what to call it.
Well, so
yeah.
What if it functions? Because you're saying inks, right? So I'm starting. I don't know if I'm hearing correctly, but I'm starting to picture like different colored inks. What if they work a bit?
Yeah,
that's sort of what I'm picturing.
So what if they work a bit like a painter's palette, right? And they're organized in these different like large pools. Maybe there's places where the pools meet and the colors mix, or maybe there aren't. I mean, whatever you all think is cooler.
No, I think having the pools meet.
Well, so you know how when you get oil and water mixing together and you've got all those like swirling color palettes?
Yes.
I was going to suggest something like that, or like a Lowland muck.
Yes, there we go. A lowland muck is a good explanation for it.
Thank God somebody else plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
A lowland muck is dope, by the way.
Well, so my favorite Pokemon, which is Mimikyu, comes from that one. So that's the only reason I know.
Ah, that's fair.
Oh, Mimikyu is dope. I do love Mimikyu.
Creators of this game, apologies. This group is too collaborative. And I just realized this because this part of it, we're technically not supposed to be collaborating, but we are. It's just too good of a group.
Oh,
I mean, I think.
Well, I mean, we just tossed out ideas. Go. I mean, you did it yourself. It's like, hey, I have a suggestion. Are you open to it?
Yeah.
And Wolfie said, yeah, sure. What do you got? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
And so the reason I'm thinking here is because this area isn't accessible, and like this area is if like you step into the ink and you just go bloop.
Love it.
It just sucks you in.
Love it. So the ink is
like the lightning sand from the fire.
Yeah, or quicksand, just quicksand in general. But I like that. And then maybe there's also rumors of among like, I don't know, the more psychedelically inclined in the New Detroit community. But like, if you just give yourself over to the quicksand, you come out on the other side in this kaleidoscopic, like fantasy land of beautiful colors.
And maybe you come out as a new creature entirely.
Right.
You are redrawn.
You're redrawn. I love it. That's the term. You're redrawn. Yeah. That's perfect.
That's awesome.
The world is a story.
That actually plays with some stuff in Pratchettville too.
Nice.
But I mean, I was actually going to suggest calling it the Inkwell.
I like it.
Okay, I like that.
I think it's cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, the Inkwell is dope.
The thing that just popped into my head is like, the world's a drawing, man. And we're all just part of some big picture.
Yeah, I'm not great at naming stuff, so when someone said drawing, I was like, ooh, the drawing. But the Inkwell sounds so much better.
The Inkwell's dope. I like the Inkwell.
So you make your travels to the Inkwell, man, and
dope. And then
you bathe in the multicolored waters or whatever that substance is, and if the powers that be willing, will come out redrawn, a new self.
I love it.
I was just picturing too that sometimes stuff actually just crawls out of the Inkwell too.
Right.
Oh, yeah, stuff walks or crawls out.
And people claim that, like, among the believers of what I suggested, they claim that those are the missing people, the ones that you know might have gotten lost in the caves and all that.
Missing in the caves,
right? They're like, that's Graham, you know. It's like not at all. Yeah. Hey, Graham.
My name is Cracker.
Oh, not Graham.
And of course, there's some truth to it, some fantasy to it.
Well, I mean, we'll never know, right? It becomes the unknowable because maybe there is some kind of feature there that's like that is weirdly Graham-like, right? Like even among the skeptics, like.
I'm just picturing that person. The person comes out and you look over and like, wait, what do you mean? My name is Cracker. Oh dear.
Yeah. So something else that I just thought of is also with this being an inkwell, and you know how we were mentioning the kaleidoscope of like the ink. There is some ink that's like flammable, like oil, and is used in processing and stuff like that. And then there's others that it's just like, well, we don't know what use this is for as well. So there's an industrial element to it as well.
Love it. That's very cool.
No, I like that.
I dig it.
It also means you have a whole group of people meant to harvest this this ink for processing and selling, of course, in the troll market. We could call them dippers.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh, I like that.
That's really good. Well, and also it becomes a question of like the legitimate and illegitimate markets for it. Who has control over the access, to the rights to the inkwell, conservation efforts toward the inkwell, commodification versus like artistic uses. There's a lot of fun stuff in there with this absurd little landscape.
For sure.
You said a word I haven't heard in a long time, and I appreciate that. Commodification is a very unique word that nobody uses.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Happy to be nobody.
All right, so we have one more, if I'm not mistaken.
Frank, it's you, brother. What you got?
All right, one sec. I rolled an 8.
An 8?
I may have rolled ahead while everyone was chatting.
The 8 of spades.
Okay, so we rolled an 8?
Yes.
That, appropriately, is a lake.
Nice.
A larger lake or a series of smaller ones, perhaps an oasis.
Nice.
What formed this lake? What creatures frequent these waters?
Detroit. I'm trying to think of how that would work. Like, I'm thinking an entity just decided to nap there and then water kind of formed around it.
Well, there's a few things that we could go with the idea because it suggests like multiple lakes and stuff like that. And you know how it's like above the Everglades in real life, there are kind of like larger lakes.
Yeah.
Because these are river.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
kind of an inlet.
So Lake Okeechobee is actually the largest source of water, like inside of the peninsula, right?
Okay.
And it's really, really important for local civilization, essentially, across various axes. So
like if it was like up here would be probably a good place, and then it kind of skirts its way underneath everything.
Yeah,
I love Lake Okeechobee, by the way.
Yeah, I mean we do too. We rely on it, generally speaking. Yeah, I mean I think there could be tributaries or whatever coming off of that. There can be like maybe some kind of I don't know, like something that goes around the side of the lake, right? Like the outskirts of the lake that people like to go on. It could be like bike path or an Audubon, mix of both. I don't know.
Like almost like a river, but not really. That kind of forms a delta in between it and the lake proper.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's fun. That's really good. Like a moat around the lake, right? Who dug it? What's it protecting? Yeah. Why would there be a moat around a body of water?
Would be interesting if it was like there used to be like an old castle there or something that the history kind of just got filled in there and nobody knows why.
So the children's story that kids are told in New Detroit is that the denizens of that castle suffered a tragedy so tragic that they cried and cried and cried and filled the land in the valley in which they lived with their tears, which became the lake. And that is how the lake was formed.
So
I kind of
one question.
On that note, I kind of like the idea. Oh, sorry.
No. Just one question. Have you watched The Dragon Prince out of curiosity?
I have not watched The Dragon Prince. No.
Okay, because that story was in that show, and I'm like, we've made a lot of references to old cartoons. I wonder.
One quick thing for timekeeping. I got like 10 minutes left before I got to get off.
Well, actually, since we have our fourth and last feature, this would actually be a good place to
put a pin in it.
Call it once we name the lake.
Yeah.
I was thinking, based on the stories, I kind of like the idea that the water is kind of like a
nice
blackish color.
Ooh,
and then it's called the Motor Pool Lake.
Oh, tie it all together.
I do like that.
It's the motor pool.
The motor pool.
Here's something that I wanted to toss out to you, everybody. Since we're dealing with old Detroit, new Detroit, and we've basically built an underground version, why don't instead, maybe we can call it Union City, but Under-Troit is creeping into into my head.
Well, maybe Union City stays Union City, but maybe the whole of this under area, because feels like there's two layers to most of the map, right? Like not the inkwell and the lake.
Yeah, there's the surface area.
Keep Union City weird.
So maybe the totality of the under part is Under-Troit. You know?
Yeah,
I can dig that.
Kind of like that. There's
I like it.
Many cities in the Underdark, right. But the Underdark is the whole thing.
Exactly.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. Okay.
I played a lot of Drow back in the day, so
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's just with as much D&D as I play, you'd think that I would remember the Underdark, but no. But yeah, so
how often do we actually touch the Underdark, though?
It's very rare.
That is fair.
Yeah. I mean, I've played for years and I've never touched the Underdark.
But yeah, we have Old Detroit, we have New Detroit, and then we have Under-Troit.
Yes, love it.
I don't even think we have an Underdark in our main D&D campaign. The Drow actually live in the skeleton of a eldritch being that died and rotted away.
Nice.
And they use it for portal. They're basically Half-Life elves.
Sometimes.
Nice.
No, not half that life. The portal one of the Steam games.
Portal?
Not portal, but like
Portal. Just Portal.
No, it is Half-Life.
Oh, Half-Life. Yeah, that's Half-Life.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Half-Life. Half-Life 1, 2, 2.5.
Anything but 3.
Yeah.
And it really sucks we never got a Half-Life 3. But you know what? Fuck Valve, so whatever.
Valve can't count to 3. It's fine.
I can't count to 3. I'm
gonna laugh if they release one day Half-Life 4, and everyone's just like,
"What happened to 3?"
I will burn their fucking headquarters down. Mark my words.